you.
Thank you for allowing me this platform to share my story. My name is Harshit Godha, and I'm pioneering the commercial avocado production in India. I'm among the first few people in India who are doing commercial avocado nursery and commercial avocado farming. Now, let me give you a bit of background about myself. Uh, I studied business administration from the UK. I did it from University of Bath. And while I was studying in the UK, I got the idea about avocado farming. What happened was I used to eat avocado over there often. And once on the packaging, it said it was sourced from Israel. So that's when it occurred to me that if avocados can be grown in Israel, maybe I can grow it in India as well. Because whenever I would come back to India during my summer holidays, I would never find good quality avocados here. So that's how I got the idea. Then in 2017, I was doing an internship in London. And at that time, I decided that I don't want to pursue a normal office job. I would take up avocado farming. And I started emailing the Israeli avocado industry. I contacted nursery owners, packhouse managers, growers, marketing people to ask them if I could come to Israel and learn about avocado farming. Now, one of them replied and said, yes, you can come and stay with us and we'll teach you about avocado farming. So, back in 2017, in June, I went to Israel. I lived there for a month and I learned about avocado farming. And during my time there, like I was not on a work visa, I was on tourist visa, so I couldn't actually work. So what I would do was we'd go to the fields in the morning at 5 a.m. and we'd stay in the fields till 10 a.m. in the morning, and I would take notes and take photos and videos to understand how they are doing. What's the like because I was not from an agriculture background, so it was all new to me. Drip irrigation, raised beds, type of varieties, everything, it was all very new. So that was my schedule. And then in the afternoons or earlier in the evenings, my mentor would take me to multiple take me to introduce me to multiple people from the Israeli avocado industry. So we would speak to nursery owners, drip irrigation experts, people from the Israeli agriculture ministry. And then after a month, I came back to India, and then I went back to UK, finished my education. Then I decided that yes, I'm going to go ahead with avocado farming. Then I invited my colleagues, Israeli colleagues, to India, and showed them multiple lands that we had, like my family had, and they did a soil test and climatic analysis and water test, and then they identified one particular land that they thought should be suitable for avocado farming. Then I placed my order for avocado plants to be imported from Israel. The problem was there was no good quality planting material available in India. So I decided to import my plants from Israel. And then I placed my order, but back in 2019. And what happened was I couldn't get the permits in time because it's a very lengthy process to get the import licenses. So my project got delayed to 2020, and then in 2020 COVID happened. So there was lockdown in both of the countries, so we couldn't proceed in 2020 as well. Finally in 2021, I got my plants of around 1800 avocado plants, uh, got my consignment of 1800 avocado plants, and then I kept the plants in my nursery for 1 year, and then I'll be transplanting those plants onto the field in November this year, November 2022. The plants have all grown up and are almost 3 feet or 4 feet. We keep it at that length because we prune it. Now, because I was documenting my journey on YouTube, Instagram, LinkedIn, people started contacting me that they also wanted to buy plants, imported avocado plants. So I imported another lot of 4,000 avocado plants last month, and then Those plants are all booked. I haven't delivered them. I'll deliver them next year, but the plants are all sold out. They're already booked. Now I'm working on 5 varieties. Now these varieties are Pinkerton, Ettinger, Reed. These 3 are green skin varieties. And then I have 2 black skin varieties called Haas and Lambas. Now among these 5, the most premium variety is Haas. Because it is the one that is demanded in the foreign markets, and it's uh, it's the one that people know most about. So Haas and Lambas are the most premium varieties, but there is an issue that it cannot be grown everywhere. They have climatic restrictions. So Haas is suitable for location where the temperature doesn't go above 35 degrees Celsius and doesn't go to freezing, or at least doesn't go below 4 degrees Celsius. If it remains 4 to 35, then Haas is suitable for those areas. Ideally, the elevation should be around 1000 meters, but I've seen people grow Haas avocados. I know people who grow Haas avocados with elevation even less than that. Now, secondly, Haas is not very productive variety. So there is another variety called Lambas. The fruit is quite identical to Haas. Only a grower can tell the difference between Haas and Lambas. It produces fruit in a bit different season than Haas. So you'd have a longer period if you grow both Haas and Lambas. And it's a bit bigger in size. Now, Lambas has similar climatic requirements. It requires 5 to 35 degrees Celsius. If it grows above 35, the fruit will abort, or you'll have very low yields. These are the 2 main black skin varieties. Now we have the green skin varieties. Pinkerton. Pinkerton is the most suitable for climatic conditions where you have extreme heat. But even that heat should be to a certain extent, like 42 degrees Celsius. If it goes above 42, you might have to put in some extra irrigation or micro sprinkler to prevent heat damage. Now, Pinkerton is a green skin variety. It has a long neck. And a pebbly skin. So it looks like a bigger Haas, but it does not turn black when it's ripe. It remains green. It has good oil content, and the size of the fruit is usually bigger. It is a very productive variety. Then the other green skin variety we have is Reed. Now, Reed is a ball-shaped variety. It's a green skin variety, and it's among the most productive varieties of avocados. It can produce up to, I think, 8 tons per acre. And the issue is, it can be the shape of the fruit is not like Pinkerton, Haas, or Lambas. So it might be more suitable for processing industry, or if you want to sell it in the local markets. But the fruit pulp and the oil content is really good in Reed. In Australia, they use Reed as a rootstock. Now, lastly, I have Ettinger. Now, Ettinger is a type B variety. What does type B mean? So basically, avocado is a hermaphrodite. So what it means is it has both male and female flower in the same plant. But the issue is the male flower opens at a different time than the female flower. That's why we use type A and type B varieties. So Haas, Lambas, Pinkerton, and Reed are type A, and Ettinger is a type B. So what happens is when you plant 11% Ettinger in an orchard of, let's say, the rest of it is Lambas, then when the female flower of type B, Ettinger, opens up, that time the male flower of type A opens up, and it allows cross pollination, and vice versa in the evening, right? So that's why Ettinger is required in a certain extent. 11 to 15% I would recommend in any commercial avocado orchard. Now, Israel uses Ettinger. It's a very good variety. It's a better tasting variety, and it's quite high in demand in the local markets of Israel. Now, South Africa uses Fuerte. Fuerte is a green skin variety. Most of the countries in Africa, like Kenya, Uganda, Tanzania, they use Fuerte. Then we have Shepherd in Australia. And I think Zutano in New Zealand. These are the type B varieties that they use. And yeah, Ettinger also requires, can tolerate higher temperatures, around 40 degrees Celsius. It can tolerate. Now, regarding planting, when you buy plants from me, I'll give you the plants that are ready to transplant onto the field. And what you need to do is two things: build raised beds, and another thing is drip irrigation. So raised beds dimensions, I have an entire video, a couple of videos about raised beds on my YouTube channel. But basically, you need 3.5 meter into 7 meter spacing between the plants, 3.5 meter tree to tree, and 7 meters row to row, so that a tractor can go in between the rows. And the raised beds are quite huge because the roots of the avocado tree, the feeder roots, are quite shallow in the soil. So you have to protect those from water stagnation. That's why you have to build raised beds. So even if there's heavy monsoon in your area, it doesn't affect the roots system. And regarding drip irrigation, I suggest top end irrigation system by either Jan or Netafim. Both are equally good. I personally prefer Netafim because they have been helping me since my visit to Israel. I went to Israel in 2017, and whenever I have questions about avocado farming, I have a colleague there who helps me with everything I need. And from Netafim, I suggest Uniram. Uniram is a pressure compensated inline dripper that they have. That's the one I suggest. They also have DripNet. DripNet is suitable if there is not a lot of slope in the land. Lastly, you have to keep in mind that what was the rootstocks. So why did I import my plants from Israel? That's the number one question that I get from people. So in India, what people do is they take random avocado seed and then they grow it and then they sell it. That is not grafted and is a random avocado seed. So because of these two reasons, uh, it's very unlikely that it's gonna produce fruit before 7 years. And even if it does, the quality of the fruit is not known. So you don't know if you're gonna get a good fruit or not out of that tree. Secondly, what they do is they grow a random seed, they graft it with a commercial variety on top, and then they sell it. The problem with that is, since the seed is a random avocado seed, it's not a commercial rootstock seed that has been crossbred and developed. It's a random seed, right? So it does not have the disease resistance of a commercial rootstock. It does not have higher yielding capacity of commercial rootstock, and it is more susceptible to diseases and pests and alkaline soils. That's why I choose a specific rootstock variety from Israel that is more suitable for Indian soils. Those three varieties are Degania 117, Ashdod 17, and Day. Now, what's special about these is that Israel has been doing research on avocados rootstocks from last 60 years. And over a period of 60 years, they have crossbred and developed certain avocado rootstock varieties that have a good, strong root system that provide uh, good disease resistance and higher yield. The main specific property that they have that other rootstocks from South Africa or Australia or USA don't have is that they are more resistant to salinity and alkaline soils. And alkaline soils are found everywhere where there's arid regions, right? Now that is it about my presentation. I would like to take any questions that you have.
Thank you, Mr. Harshit, for the talk. I'll take some questions now. Okay. So the first question is, how many years it took for you to learn complete farming of Israeli avocado?
I'm still learning. It's a never-ending process because what I have learned till now is experiences of other people in other countries, right? I regularly do interviews with about world avocado experts from around from different countries, from Australia, Israel, Mexico, USA, right? So what I'm learning is their experience in those countries. In India, I have yet to plant the avocados in my field, so I've yet to understand how it responds, what are major local challenges that we have, and what I learned in Israel, that was for a month, and then I learned through books and through videos. So like what I learned in Israel was actual transplanting into the field, pruning, but like it's a never ending process. It's probably going to take me 10 more years to get very good at it.
Okay. So any special training you took? Did you attend any training classes, anything like that?
It was not a class. I mean,
I mean,
like I just,
practical, any practical knowledge.
yeah, it was a practical knowledge. I was working on the fields in Israel, but it was not like a structured process. So what happened was I emailed a lot of people in Israel and asked them if I could come to Israel and learn and get hands-on experience about avocado farming and learn from them. One of them replied, and then uh, I went to Israel. I lived in a kibbutz in a village, and I used to go to the fields every day from 5 a.m. till 10 a.m. in the morning, and I would see how transplanting is done, how pruning is done, how whitewashing is done, what kind of fertilizer they use, what kind of drip irrigation they use, how much to water. Like those are the things that I learned in Israel. But
Okay.
it was not structured training, it was just hands on experience.
Okay. And technology wise, what is the difference between Israeli and Indian avocado farming?
See, in India right now, they grow avocados, but the varieties are not very good. The rootstocks are random, and they don't do it in monoculture. In South India, it's mostly done in coffee estates, and avocado is a shade crop over there. It's not done in a monoculture farming method, and it's like the techniques they use is very primitive. They let the tree grow above 20 feet, so it's not recommended. So what I saw in Israel was that they have a monoculture avocado orchard. In that field, there is only avocado, no other crop. The distance was 3.5 meter into 7 meter, and the height of the tree was maintained at 8 feet. They would prune the tree after that, right? Because it's easier to spray and easier to harvest in a tree that is only 8 feet tall. So the main difference is we are not efficient and they are quite efficient.
Okay. And have you started cultivating avocado in India?
So as I said in the presentation, my plants are inside the nursery right now. After monsoon, I'll transplant them onto the field, and then my like field would be developed. Right now, my plants are inside a polyhouse.
Okay.
Because what happens is once you import a plant from another country, there is a law in India, in fact, everywhere in the world, it's regarding plant quarantine. So the plant quarantine department of India makes sure that if you are importing a planting material from another country, then you are not importing any pests or diseases along with it. So the plants are kept inside a government mandated plant quarantine facility, and the officials come and check, and once they give the release permit, only after that you can transplant them onto the field. So I got the release permit for my first consignment, but my plants, like I can't it's monsoon right now, so I can't transplant them right now. So I'll transplant them in November.
Okay. And like, what is the cost for per plant? Per plant, per sapling.
Yeah, so per sapling, I'm selling the plants for 3,000 rupees each, and delivery charges are extra.
Okay, 3,000. Okay, the cost is very high of this.
Yes.
Okay, okay. And what is the difference between Indian avocado and Israeli avocado, like taste wise and look wise also?
Okay. So the main difference is of the rootstock, right? You can have the same avocado varieties in India as well. You just need a budwood, right? If you have a Pinkerton is quite widely known in Israel or Ettinger, right? If you get the budwood and graft it on a local avocado seedling, You'll have Pinkerton over here, you'll have Ettinger over here, but the main difference is of the rootstock, because we don't have commercial avocado rootstocks in India, and there's no research being done on commercial avocado rootstocks. So what rootstock does is it confers certain properties to the plant. So it provides disease resistance, alkaline resistance, salinity resistance, and higher productivity to the plant. So that's the main difference. If you are doing it as a hobby, you can do it, and then like you don't have to worry about the yields. But if you are doing it as a business, you have to worry about the yield as well, because it's a commercial enterprise. That's why I imported my plants from Israel. That's why the importance of rootstock is there.
Okay. And next question.
I think I had one
Yeah.
question in the chat. Which avocado varieties are suitable for South India? See, South India, I mean, it's a huge area that you're talking about. As I mentioned before, locations, like if you have coffee growing over there, like inside coffee estates or nearby coffee estates in locations like Kodaikanal, Kunnur, you can probably go Haas and Lambhas, right? Those two, and you have to grow certain number of Ettinger, as I mentioned before. Those three are the most suitable ones, but I would suggest go for all five, because what happens is when you're supplying it to someone in the wholesale market or in a supermarket, they require avocado throughout the year. So when you have five varieties, you'll have a fruiting season of, let's say, 8 to 10 months. That way you can provide fruit to the market, not throughout the year, but at least 8 to 10 months. That's quite a lot. And you'll have income revenue being generated every month. I hope that answers your question. But most suitable are Haas and Lambas.
Okay. In India, where is avocado grown?
It's primarily being grown in the coffee estates of South India and Sikkim.
Sikkim. Okay. And what is the best season to grow this?
Either right before winter, so like October or November, right out after monsoon, or March.
Okay. After
End
March.
of February, March.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. And what are the health benefits of avocado?
So avocado is very high in monounsaturated fats. It is good for heart health. It is good for preventing cancer. It helps in preventative cancer. And the monounsaturated fats help in regulating hormones like testosterone and estrogen. So those are the benefits. It is basically like nature's butter, right? So it does not affect your cholesterol levels either.
Okay. And does it require a lot of water for farming?
Yes, it requires a lot of water. If you're growing it in extreme conditions, like in places where there is extreme heat, you require a lot of water. But if you're growing it in temperate conditions, like where temperature doesn't go above 35, then that water requirement goes down.
Okay. And we have question about marketing of your product, but I think we are yet to start it.
Yeah.
Okay.
But you can still ask me. I'll see what I can answer.
Okay. Mr. Vamsi, if you have any questions, you can ask.
Hello.
Hi.
Hi. Hello. How are you?
Yeah, I'm good. How are you?
Actually, I'm from Andhra Pradesh, like southern India. One of my friend is looking for this avocado farming, but
Yeah.
but someone is supplying from Kodaikanal, like Tamil Nadu. What is the difference? Suppose that you what you said rootstock, that one is variety is different. Suppose compared to this, what's your variety?
Yeah, exactly. That's what I said. So in India, there is no commercial avocado rootstock. So the plants that you get locally are grown on random seeds, and then they graft it with a commercial variety on top, and then they sell you the plant, right? But what happens is
Okay.
that you won't get commercial yields from that. If you're doing it as a hobby, you might as well go ahead and do it. But if you're doing it for commercial purposes, then I'd suggest go for commercial rootstock, because you can look up any nursery, any commercial avocado nursery that has a brand name, brand value. They would never grow avocados on random seeds. They all have specific rootstocks. So in Israel, they mainly use Degania, Ashdod, and Day. In South Africa, they use Belwick. In New Zealand, they use Zutano. In South Africa, they use Dusa. And in USA, they have different ones.
Okay. This is a like tissue culture development,
So
or
these are
again
not tissue culture.
grafted
No.
one, grafting.
Grafted.
Yeah, grafted. Okay. Again, per acre, how many plants will be required? Suppose
160 to 170 plants per acre if you go by my spacing, 3.5 meter into 7 meter. But some people recommend higher density. I personally don't suggest it because it's harder to maintain it. It's higher maintenance. And after the orchard is mature, the yield is the same because sunlight penetration in higher density orchard is low.
Okay. Once we are planting for transplanted done, but what is the harvesting? Suppose time will be coming, like
3
how
years.
many months?
3 years.
3 years.
3
Okay.
years. But you like there is you like if the growth is well and the branches are strong, you can take the harvest in the second year as well. But in Israel, they don't suggest it. What they do is they prune off the fruit in the second year and let the tree grow. And after third year, they start harvesting.
Okay. Once again, one more question.
Yeah.
Until we growing for avocados, we can do any interfarming like that. For like next 2 year, 3 years is going now. Then we could do for any interfarming, multi-layer.
I don't recommend it. I don't suggest it. You can do if you want to. Some people, some growers in Africa do it. I personally don't suggest it.
Okay. Thank you very much.
Okay. Okay, Mr. Harshit, I am not seeing any more questions from our participants. So now we have come to end of question round. On behalf of agricultureinformation.com, I'd like to thank Mr. Harshit Godha for the talk and answering all the questions. And I also like to thank all the participants for joining this meeting. The meeting will now be closed. Thank you. Bye-bye.